This is the 7artisans Dmic-S, an affordable pair of microphones for budget-conscious vloggers and content creators. I've been aware of the Chinese company 7artisans for just a little while now. I recently purchased one of their 12mm cine lenses, and this thing is fantastic. Check this out. This thing is hefty and really great value for money. So when I heard they were doing a wireless mic set similar to the Rode Wireless Go, I thought, I'll give it a go. For the money you get this wireless charging box, which when you open it, everything turns on. You get two microphones and a receiver, similar to the Rode. You could see them just as a Rode clone, but they do have some features that set them apart. So firstly, let's bring up the specs. Terrible. So on paper they look very similar sample rates, the only noticeable difference really being the latency, where the Rode has about 6 milliseconds, the 7artisans Dmic-S has around 24. But when recording in general, you don't seem to notice this, it just kind of syncs up. But where it really gets set apart is that this is designed to also be used on mobile devices, and it comes with a number of cables allowing to use it on an Android phone or an iPhone. But here's where it differs. The mics themselves have 3 operating modes, which you change with a button on the side for mode. Noise cancelling, when the fourth light is blue. And then by pushing the mode button on the side, it goes green, and we have regular noise mode. And then once again, we're into reverb mode. Reverb. And I'm not sure why you'd need that unless you were doing live karaoke. These two modes don't work independently, so if you change the mode on one, you change it on both. Furthermore, I think it's actually processed via the receiver. So as you change the modes, you'll see the different settings will change. So now it says reverb. Now back to noise cancelling, OST, which I forget what that stands for. Reverb, right. The receiver itself also has 3 different modes. You have mono mode, where both channels are recorded to the same track. And then you can change it by pushing the mode button twice, so pushing it again. You get stereo, so we have left and right per microphone. And then the third mode is the safety feature, which is mono, but there's one track used for the regular audio mix, and the other channel has a mix that's 6 dB quieter. It would be more handy if that wasn't a mix. So if there were a way to have a stereo channel and then a second stereo channel quieter, that would be good. I think if I'm using a single mic, I might use the safety feature, but if I'm using both mics, it's going to be stereo all the way, unfortunately. As for the noise cancelling itself,
this is my voice with noise cancelling on. This is my voice without noise cancelling on.
One thing that's worth noting here as well is that when you open the box, both microphones are connected and armed. And even if you put a microphone back in the box and close the box, it's still armed and it's still sending. It takes about a minute to power off, so you can mute it using the button on the side here. Press the power button once, and the second light goes out showing it's muted. And once again to unmute. But when it's in the box, it will show a slightly purple light that it's charging, but this is still on. The Dmic-S also has a live streaming feature where you connect a second device via Bluetooth, and then it gets recorded at the same time as the microphones. On top of this, it also has an audio ducking feature that they refer to as dodge. So when somebody is speaking into the microphones, the background audio ducks down so the person speaking or singing or whatever can be heard. It's pretty cool for live streaming. I'm not sure I would ever use it, but if you're doing a stream from your phone or something like that, this would be very good. With the Dmic-S, you get some accessories as well. For example, nice little 7artisans bag. You get a cable to connect to a camera. I would like to point out that while there's a sticker on this end for camera, that's just to show that this cable is for the camera. This end with the TRRS goes into the microphone receiver. This end goes in the camera. You get it the other way around, you get no audio. This is at least the 7th attempt at filming this video. Then you get a standard charging cable, USB-C. There's a splitter cable, so you can connect headphones as well as recording. I'm not sure how that affects quality, but that's a nice addition, especially for filming on a phone. And then we have a USB-C to USB-C and a USB-C to the outgoing lightning cable, which is great for vlogging. And then lastly, you get 2 dead cats. Don't worry, my cats are alive and well. The lightning cable, here's some footage I recorded yesterday using the Dmic-S on an iPhone 14.
This is the audio from the iPhone 14 Pro.
Yep, it's a day later, I'm trying this again. This is at 100%. This is the sound at setting 1. Setting 2 is this loud. Setting 3 is this loud. Setting 4 is this loud. And setting 5 is this loud. I've just realized I've been looking below where the actual camera is. So I'll do some sound comparisons in a second. I just want to point out that the audio quality at first I thought was a lot hissier on the Dmic-S because I was monitoring using regular headphones rather than ones with the correct TRRS connector. When I listen back to the audio, everything sounds as expected. In fact, it's no more hissy than the Rode itself is in this room. Now, I've got both microphones on. Set the volume to 3 out of 5, hopefully that's okay, and this is on the second setting. Now here's a little comparison between the Rode and the Dmic-S in general speech. This is the Rode, and this is the Dmic-S. Rode, Dmic-S. The town of Wall stands today as it has stood for 600 years on a high jut of granite amidst a small forest woodland. The houses of Wall are square and old, built of grey stone with dark slate roofs and high chimneys, taking advantage of every space on the rock. The houses lean into each other and are built one upon the next, with here and there a bush or a tree growing out of the side of a building. There is one road from Wall, a winding track rising sharply up from the forest, where it is lined with rocks and small stones. I'll just switch to turn noise cancelling off on this one. Eventually the road takes you to London, but London is a whole night's drive from Wall. The inhabitants of Wall are a taciturn breed, falling into 2 distinct types. The native Wall folk, as grey, tall and stocky as the granite outcrop the town was built upon, and the others, who have made Wall their home over the years, and their descendants. With the noise reduction turned off, you can hear kind of how hissy this is. There's a little bit of high frequency noise in the background in this room in general, but with noise cancelling on, this is fine. With it off, it isn't. Now you can monitor this with headphones, but the output is one of those TRRS connectors. So if you're using headphones, use ones that have an adapter or something like that, because otherwise you will get quite a lot of hiss. And at first I thought it was just the noise. I thought it was just the noise cancellation that was very, very hissy and not very good. But then when I listen back to these recordings, they don't quite sound as hissy as I first thought. So yeah, if you're monitoring, you need to really make sure you're using the right kind of connectors or the right kind of headphones. Otherwise, it will sound worse than it actually does. This is my co-host, Kraken. So to summarize, I think this could be a great set of budget microphones. They have a few quirks in their usability, but generally they're solid. They're good for phone use, tablet use, use on cameras, as long as you use the right connector. And overall, I found their quality to be good enough. The exact use case I bought these for was for filming a video project where I'm going to have one or more subjects on camera. And at the time I only had this one Rode microphone, so this now means that I can mic up an additional 2 people if necessary. I also have a Rode shotgun mic, but that's got a bit of a ground loop problem that I need to resolve before I can use that, but that thing does sound fantastic. When it comes to gain, for both of these mics, I'd say the midway point is the sweet spot. You can't really rely on the 6 dB drop, I think, because it'll just be mixing everything back into mono, and that isn't ideal for post-production. Again, for my use case, I'll use the Rode if it's a single subject. If there's two, then they get the Dmic-S. If there's three, Dmic-S and the Rode. Pretty straightforward stuff, but for £99, which is less than a third the price of the equivalent Rode double mic setup, it's a no-brainer if you're on a budget. So thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, then please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more of it. I'm still working out the kinks in the filming. I think this needs to go further back, and I need to stop gesturing underneath the view of the camera because I am an idiot. We'll get more of this go on. You're just going to sit there munching away at your feet, cats. Bastards.